Yeah.
So we broke this story. We're gonna put it out on my new HBO show. But so I went to North Korea twice, and then I did 2 documentaries in North Korea, and I had like 250 million video views or something. It was like a big internet thing, and we won a bunch of Webbies, and so that was one of my big documentaries. So I've been fascinated with North Korea ever since.
I watched the thing on North Korea. It was amazing.
Thanks. And so, but you never really get to talk to North Koreans, right? And so I'm like, I'd like to just fucking talk to these guys and see what the real deal is. Like, because everyone you talk to there is just like, Kim Jong-il is God, and, Kim Il-sung is God, and everything's great, and we love it here. So we heard about these slave labor camps where Kim Jong-il is exporting his people to become slaves, or he'll arrest them, or taking concentration camps within North Korea, and he sends them to Siberia, out in the middle of fucking nowhere, and they do like logging and mining and shit for 10 years for no pay, and then they pay Kim Jong-il, and then Kim Jong-il, supports his regime with that money, so he's selling slaves.
Holy shit.
Yeah, big story. And so we went to Siberia, and it's really hard to get there. I came in through China and then into Khabarovsk, and then I was just taking like train after train after train after train, like 2-day train after 2-day train after 2-day train. And then you finally get out in the middle of nowhere, and it's all North Korea. Like, they built it to look like North Korea.
Siberia?
In Siberia, yeah. And so it's Russia, and so but they have these like little North Korean towns with just North Korean writing, and some of the people, the North Koreans, they don't actually know that they're not in North Korea. They think they're in North Korea, but they're in Siberia.
What?
Yeah. Wow. So anyway.
Holy shit.
So we broke this story. No one else has done it yet, except for the guy who was with us, Simon Otrovsky, who did it in Russia, and he's freaking out because they're making. So they do Larch, which goes to make like basically every like desk or computer table in the world. So everybody has this furniture, IKEA or everywhere, and it's all done by slaves.
Oh my
right,
God.
North Korean slaves. But we heard you could actually go talk to them, because it's not in North Korea and they can't do anything. So if you can talk to them.
So they're just trapped by location? There's no way to get out of there because
there's no way to get out. There's no way to get out, but they're trapped. Well, they have like their own, security and police and
so you're not allowed to leave.
No, you're not.
You are an actual slave.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
So we went there.
What percentage do you think believe it's North Korea?
We talked to a bunch of people there. When we finally talked to the North Koreans, and it was pretty interesting because you don't get to talk to them in North Korea, and there they were saying we're here to work for the motherland, and we're trying to increase our standard of living, and we're trying to make things better in the country. We're trying to help the hunger, which is really interesting because they'll never say that in North Korea. Everything's perfect in North Korea. The rest of the world is fucked, and so they're actually saying North Korea is fucked. We're here to try to alleviate the suffering of our people. So now you've already got insight into the real people know that it's fucked. The real people know that there's no food. The real people, whereas they don't say that. You never hear that anywhere else in North Korea. But anyways, I don't know the percentage. I mean, we talked to a few people who were like, why are there sort of American imperialists here in our country? We're like, well, we're in Russia, so.
Wow,
it was fucked up.
Wow.
But anyways, the Russians.
So they were after you for what?
Well, the
reason?
Russians didn't want. So we went to this place. We weren't supposed to go there. There's no cops up there. It's so far away. But there's some mob dudes, and so we met the mob dudes, and the mob dudes were taking us around. They were super nice, and they took us around. So the North Koreans couldn't fuck with us too much because we were with the mob, and then so we get on the train to go back to sort of civilization, and all the North Koreans got on. And then when we got to the next sort of town, there was the FSB, it was the ex-KGB, the militia, the local police, and then these thugs that the North Koreans worked with. And they all came after us. And like Simon Otrovsky, I got to say, that's a real hero because the FSB was like, you're coming with us. And Simon's like, no, I'm not. I'm not going anywhere. And he had these sort of Russian Federation sort of press credentials that he had made up for us. And he's going, the Ministry of Propaganda knows that we're here. We're totally allowed to be here. You're not allowed to do anything. You have to call the ministry in Moscow. And he was like really, being tough with these guys. These guys are like bad boys, KGB types. And so he wouldn't go anywhere with them. So while they went to call, and the FSB guys, we said, well, we're going to go check into our hotel. We went to go check into our hotel and then did like we went behind the thing and jumped into another car that we had called. So we jumped, like did a running jump where we just chucked our shit into another car. Then the other car went out, and then we met another car at the edge of town and went out. But there's no real roads in Siberia. It's only the railway, the Trans-Siberian. So we're like, if we jump the train, they're gonna know we're just gonna get us at the next stop. So we had to drive in this Jeep like across Siberia with no roads, like in through ruts and hunting tracks and shit.
Holy
to
shit.
To the Chinese border.
How long did it take? 2
days. And we got to the Chinese border. There's this little known place called Khabarovsk, but I'll remember later. But it's sort of half in Russia, half in China, and in between there's an island, and it's like a mega sort of trading, sort of shitty mall thing where you can just buy like Chinese products and people go and trade, and there's no real border. So we knew about that because we'd hang out with the mob, and the mob told us that's how they smuggle shit. So we went to this little mall thing, and you just walk in on one side, you're in Russia, and walk out the other side, and you're in China. And that's how we got out. Otherwise, we would have been fucked.
Did they talk about the machine when you were there? The mob?
No.
Inside joke.
But yeah, we hung out with the mafia dudes, and the mafia dudes were awesome. They're the guys who told us about the smuggler's road to get out. They're the guys who told us how to get across the border. They're the guys who saved us from the North Koreans and from the FSB.
What is this smuggler's route like? Is it like all just
Like,
dirt, bumpy roads?
Yeah,
Just
exactly.
going 20 miles an hour the whole way?
Yeah.
Fuck.
And like hunting tracks and
what about gas?
They carry it.
They brought it all with
them.
them.
It's like Mad Max. They have a big fuel tanks in the back.
Fucking Christ.
Yeah, it's fucking hardcore. It was
wow,
hardcore.
that's as hardcore journalism as journalism gets.
Yeah, and actually the piece, it's funny because it took so long to get there that we're just on the train forever, so we're just getting wasted on the train, and it starts off really sort of stupid. Like I was saying, Heart of Darkness, it was like, when you go into the Congo. As you go into Siberia, it just gets weirder and weirder and drunker. And so dudes are just like literally blind drunk and fucking like there's people doing murders on the train. They have cops and
Jesus
like
Christ.
No, it's crazy. Like it's and you can see it. Like you see it on the on the footage. I don't know if we have any. Did we bring that footage?
Yeah, I got the footage right here.
Oh fuck.
Yeah, pull some of that shit up. I gotta see this. And is this the stuff that's gonna be in the HBO show?
Yeah.
Which one should I play first? Do you know, or just?
I don't know. I don't know anything. But play Siberia if they have it. Oh, wow. You guys are like super tech.
It's him, not me.
Wow. This is like the Road Warrior of vlogs.
Which one was it?
I love it here. I don't want to leave.
Dude, we can't read that.
Let's see.
Are they labeled?
Yeah, it says this is North Korea.
Well, that's North Korea. Well, we can show North Korea. North Korea's fucked.
Well, let's see the Siberian one, because that's what we were just talking about.
Right.
Yeah.
Labor camps, Korea. It doesn't say Siberia. It says port bombing, rebels,
What would it be labeled as?
Nokia.
I think it.
NOCO.
Noco? Okay.
NOCO, maybe. NOCO slave camps? is
Yeah,
that?
yeah.
Oh, yeah. Bombing, Liberia. There's Billy the Fish.
We finally found our North Koreans deep in the bush, and we're busy talking to them when things started to get a bit hairy.
Yeah, these guys are coming back here. The dude with the crowbar is coming back.
찍지 말라요. 찍지 말라요.
아니, 저 직장에 나서 우리를 찍는데.
He says, what is that, your off switch?
서표로, 트라크터 서표로. 이대 삐 이대 이거.
He says, I use it for fixing tractors.
서표로, 트라크터.
I like the fish more and more. He took the crowbar from him and said, what is that, your off switch?
That dude was a
North Koreans
mob
came
dude.
back.
I
Now
love
they're
him.
giving Mr. Kim shit. And they're quite angry.
So that's just when we had first met the North Koreans, and they end up surrounding us there, and we can't leave. And then the Fish takes out his shotgun. The Fish was the most awesome dude ever. He's like the local mafia dude, just with all gold teeth and like a Adidas tracksuit. And he's just like, "This is Russia. You can't fuck with me." Oh, there's another one. I don't know what that one is. Dipkun, Russia. This is
Going into
China.
the middle of the forest. This is a logging camp run by North Koreans. You can see there's a North Korean flag and North Korean propaganda in here. There's some North Koreans waving at us over there. All this wood is going to England. When we get off this train, we're going to go out into the camps where they actually log. out in the middle of Siberia.
Holy
Freaky
fuck.
business.
This is like 4 hours, 4 days from anything, and all of a sudden you just got trees. North Korea, like camp. North Korea camp. North Korea camp. North Korea camp. And then when we got off, they were really not happy to see us. They were.
How did you find out about all this?
This dude Simon is, he's a Russian journalist, and he had heard that Russians couldn't get jobs in the Far East because of slaves, and he's like, what? So he went out and checked it out. But no one had really ever done the story except for him, and he just did it on a small program there. And then he didn't go as deep as we went. He didn't, so he wanted to go back and
Of course, he didn't go as deep as you went. Who the fuck would?
Yeah, and so we went and it was fucked up. Like North Korean slaves in Siberia, it was a messed up trip.
Why hasn't Geraldo Rivera covered this?
I don't fucking know.
Where are you, Geraldo?
I don't think anyone cares. They're like, okay, who cares?
But
North
they should
Koreans.
care just because it's so crazy. I mean, it's just
pretty crazy. Oh, so the reason why? So we get to the Chinese border, and we're like, finally, we got out, and right when we were there, so we were in the Amur region, the Far Eastern Amur region, and Kim Jong Il, who hasn't left North Korea in like 7 years, met Medvedev in the Amur region. So right when we were there, Kim Jong Il was in the same region to talk about new labor and trade agreements, which means more fucking slaves. So that's why they were so freaked out, is because they don't, obviously Russia doesn't, they think, oh, we're Europe, we're smart, we're like everybody else. They don't want people to know that they have North Korean slaves. So they were trying to shut it down, and meanwhile we were there right when Kim Jong-un was there. We didn't know it until we got into China. It was crazy.
wow. Imagine if they had caught you there.
It would have been bad.